Nearly 175 felony arrests, more than 100 illegal guns now off Tulsa streets, and my photographer and I were lucky enough to get a ride along with officers and see some of this as it took place. So take a look. We're going to share some of it with you. You do not want to miss it. This is what's happening in Tulsa.
Got a gun! Get down! Get down! Get on the ground!
There are very few professions where you intentionally put yourself in danger.
But officers like Sean Hickey and Chris Barrel do it every day. They keep gang members and violent criminals in Tulsa at bay.
Put your hands behind your back.
I ain't did nothing. I'm ready. We didn't run nowhere. We just walked across here.
Hey, I can hear it just fine. You don't need to shout.
We were there as the duo took down 2 felons.
Camera off,
and found
He's got a clip on him. I think he hit it another round over there, B-roll.
3 illegal guns.
One of the gentlemen, he was walking towards us and immediately saw our police car and changed directions, and then one of them actually took off on a dead sprint.
This is Operation Alpha.
We used crime mapping technology to target specific areas in the city of Tulsa where we saw high crime rates.
U.S. Attorney Trent Shores says phase 1 of the operation began in April and just into last week, targeting the area near 21st and Garnett the entire time. TPD, the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office, FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals, and state and federal prosecutors teaming up for one goal.
We got him in custody. We can just see another car over here, please.
Cutting down on violent crime in Tulsa. And this is the second operation of its kind in just the last 8 months. Live in East Tulsa, covering news that matters. Sarah Hart, Fox 23 News. It was like nothing I have ever seen or done before. Fire, up close and personal, right in front of me, and later over my head. I spent my day Friday as a firefighter in training at the State Fire School, which is going on right now at the Tulsa Fire Department Safety Training Center. I felt the pressure of the water.
Ready? Ready.
And geared up.
Seatbelt.
Oh, this gear. I don't see how they put it on so fast.
Heading straight into
You getting ready to go in?
I am getting ready to go in.
For real this time.
a burning ring of fire.
When we go into buildings, it is black, and you can't see 3 foot in front of your face.
Tulsa firefighter Andrew Little described what I felt twice. First, I went into the burn chamber. Once they put that fire out, it went pitch black. But even in darkness, you can still hear them working.
Wow! It got hot in there.
And when I made it through that,
Okay, there you go.
I went into another chamber where firefighters learned to detect signs of an approaching flashover. When fire fills an entire room, side to side and top to bottom. As a firefighter, I learned you barely have any senses to work with.
It takes some getting used to, and it takes a special person to be able to, to go into the unknown.
And I now respect firefighters more than I even did before. Here's a thermal imaging camera you can see looking at the outside of the chamber. It's about 100 degrees. Now, I had this in my hands during the last flashover. Those temperatures reached 1,200 degrees. In North Tulsa, covering news that matters. Sarah Whaley, Fox 23 News. They do believe the clerk shot a suspect and that suspect is dead inside. We're going to give you a look at the scene right now. This is a very, very large police presence here at the Walgreens near 71st and Lewis. The tape, the crime scene tape, is surrounding the entire store. Nobody can get in or out. I've talked with some police officers on scene, and they say there were a lot of people inside of this Walgreens, as you can imagine. I mean, we're in the afternoon. I'm sure people were going in and out. There were a lot of people inside when this shootout took place. They're trying right now to figure out exactly what happened. Of course, they're going to have a lot of witness, accounts as to what happened. They're also going to have surveillance video to show what happened. So that's what they're doing inside of there right now, is taking a look at all those things, also while processing the scene and, of course, taking care of, looking at things and around the person who ended up dead inside. Now, as Shay mentioned, 3 other people were taken to the hospital. Police have told me at least one of those people was shot. They aren't sure why the other 2 were transported at this time, but we're trying to get that information as well. We've had at one point probably 24 police officers here at this scene. This is a really big deal, and they're, when you get a shootout at a local store in a busy time, of course, this is going to be a big deal to our city and our officers, so they want to make sure everything is taken care of. We're going to stay out here, of course, and watch as this develops, and we'll be giving you updates on Fox23.com, also through the next 90 minutes of news. I do know a TPD spokesperson is on his way out here to brief the media. We'll be sure to bring that to you live as soon as he gets here. Live in South Tulsa, covering news that matters, Sarah Hart, Fox 23 News.
A new Tulsa fire truck with a special meaning. The Hawk is officially in service at Fire Station 22 in East Tulsa. New at 9, Fox 23's Sarah Hart is live with a look at today's unique ceremony and whom that truck is honoring. Sarah.
Shay, I want you to take a look at this. This is actually the artwork on the side of the truck. It is named the Hawk, and it is honoring this man right here, the late Stanley Hawkins. He's a former Tulsa fire chief. It's a profession built on tradition. One where legends live on long after they pass.
When Chief Hawkins was still alive, he was certainly a mentor to me, as he was to many, many people.
That's current Tulsa Fire Chief Ray Driscoll talking about the late and former fire chief of 21 years, Stanley Hawkins, a man so respected that this new ladder truck is named after him. It's called the Hawk. Chief Hawkins' wife was there for the housing ceremony Thursday. She told me that when she first learned of the plan,
I just started crying and crying and bawling, and I just couldn't stop.
Marcia Hawkins says it was an honor.
It meant a lot to my heart.
The dedication, enough to give anyone chills. Hawkins looking on as firefighters pushed out the current truck, followed by pipes and drones, leading her husband's brand new truck into the bay.
The Tulsa Fire Department is placing Ladder 22, the Hawk, in service.
And not even an hour later, this is the Hawk running to its first ever call.
Whenever I see the truck, it will bring tears to my eyes because his legacy does live on, not only in my heart, but in the city of Tulsa.
So you may be wondering, why were those firefighters pushing the old truck out and the new truck in? Remember, this is all based on tradition. I want to show you something really cool. These are actually all old Tulsa fire trucks. They tell me when they were using kind of the horse-drawn carriages, remember, they didn't have these fancy drive-through two-door garages. They only had one garage door. So they say when they got back to the station from a run, those horses couldn't back into the garage. So what they did is they all pushed that truck back into the garage. Live in East Tulsa, covering news that matters, Sarah Hart, Fox 23 News.
In an interview you'll see only on Fox 23 tonight, Sarah Hart is live with what Sturdivant had to say from jail. Sarah.
Yeah, Shay, he really opened up about a lot of stuff with me today in our interview. He never denied Friday's bank robbery, but he says in his opinion, he's really needing more mental health than any kind of punishment. William Sturdivant says it's hard to be different in a society that has trouble understanding mental illness.
They don't understand my issues, all my issues, why climb a tower or why rob a bank.
Now, as he walks the halls of the Tulsa County Jail, he can't help but wonder what's next for his life.
I don't even understand what's going on up there half the time.
Last week, I was in East Tulsa when police arrested Sturdivant shortly after they say he robbed this Arvest Bank near 31st and Mingo. On Monday, Sturdivant told me his side of the story.
I didn't say it threatening or anything. I just said, give me all the money. I didn't have a gun or nothing like that, and I wasn't jumping on the counter. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why.
You may remember Sturdivant from 2011 when he stayed nearly a week atop our Fox 23 transmission tower. He tells me he climbed there looking for a safe place.
I don't know what I was thinking at that time. I just felt like that I needed to get away.
Sturdivant told me he was given mental help at the time, but that he has since stopped taking his medicine. And he says last week he acted out when the world we all live in became too much for him once again.
I want to be in prison because maybe I could find out something that I'm not finding out here.
And police say, of course, they hope that he can get the mental help that he needs, but they say their job is also to protect all of us, to protect the public. So they'd say they did have to make this arrest, and that's why they put him in jail. From here, I talked with police. They say it's out of their hands at this point, and the courts will decide what happens next. Live in East Tulsa, covering news that matters. Sarah Hart, Fox 23 News.